Hello, everybody. Dr. Rick Wallace. I'm sitting in here. I didn't feel like hooking up everything and going live, from my desktop. So I just grabbed the phone and decided to share with you something that's extremely important to me, something I'm extremely passionate about, something that I want to get all of you guys involved in. We're in the midst of a major shift. Every now and then, something happens that has always happened, but it has a different feel to it. It has a different impact. And this murder of George Floyd seems to be that. And what we have to do is what we have failed to do in the past, and that is center ourselves, take a look at it, and direct the energy. That is going to be a major focus of mine over the next several weeks, is taking the energy that's out there and finding ways to direct it into positive action. Because if we allow this to be another Trayvon Martin, if we allow this to be another Mike Brown, if we allow this to be another Oscar Grant, we will have blown another opportunity to mobilize and unify. And I know that sometimes it's counterintuitive to our nature, because we have been conditioned to move against ourselves. We have been conditioned not to trust one another. So I am going to be doing a bunch of things. And what I want to sit up and do here is talk to you real briefly about something that I'm currently working on and ask you for your help in it. I am planning on doing a 12 to 15 city tour over the next 12 months. And what I'm going to do in this tour is I'm going to go into cities. I've already got 9 that I definitely want to hit: Cleveland, Philadelphia, Atlanta, Charlotte, Chicago, St. Louis, Miami, Los Angeles, New Orleans, and Detroit. And I'm pretty sure that I'm going to add New York to that, and a couple of other cities. But I'm going to also be asking people who have situations in their community that they want to have me step in on to let me know. Now, what I'm going to be doing in these cities is, this is not a lecture series, or this is not a lecture tour. This is going to be me going into cities that I've mentioned, and literally taking a minimum of a week and working with the people who are feet on the ground in that community to build up and launch programs like Black Men Lead Rite of Passage for young Black males, Restoring Ghettos Forgotten Daughters for young females, Black Empowerment Initiative, teaching finance, teaching real estate ownership and investing, and a bunch of other things over that period of time, setting up the infrastructures in these places. Now, here's the kicker. I want to do this regardless of the ability of the people who need me to pay for me to come. I have never asked anybody for anything other than an honorarium to come speak. Look, cover my cost, and whatever you think you can give, and I'll be there. And I don't even want them to have to cover the cost. If they can, that's great. But I would love to actually be able to just jump on a plane, go to these cities, post up in a reasonable spot where I'm okay. Don't have to be a 4 or 5 star hotel. That's not how I roll when I'm dealing with my people. Now, when I'm rolling and taking care and dealing with me and myself and my family, that's a different thing. But when I just need to be somewhere where I can set up for a week and deliver what I have taken 30 years to create. And that's something that's immensely important to me. And I want to, like I said, I want to be able to do it for them without them having to figure out how they're going to get me that. That has been a major issue in the past, is trying to get ways for people to get me there. And for so much of what I did, I was sharing with someone earlier today that literally, when I look at what I've done with the Odyssey Project since I officially launched it 15 years ago, and I was doing a lot of work way before I launched it, years before I launched it. But just in the time that I've launched it, and it's been an official organization, and I've served as the executive director, I've literally personally funded 99%. I'm looking at the books. I personally funded 99% of all of this: the research, the program development, the engagement, and everything else that we've done. I funded it. Literally, it's been 15 years since I've launched, and I have yet to totally, in all totality, raise $10,000. And I understand there's a lot working against me. I was telling one of my colleagues, Dr. Michael Blanchard, and Mike has actually been one of the people who has supported me. And I was telling Mike, about it, and he was like, unfortunately, we have a tendency not to recognize the value of our people until they're gone. And we look at how many people came hard in the paint for Black power and Black enlightenment and everything else. The Dr. Clarks, the Dr. Benyakinans, the Dr. Wilsons, and so many more that left this place destitute. And luckily, I run my own business. Luckily, I have things I can take care of my family. Like I said, I funded my passion for my people pretty much on my own. But I'm asking you guys to stand with me. I'm asking you guys to help me. I want to raise a total over the next couple of weeks of $40,000. I am estimating that I can do a complete year tour, close to it, with travel and lodging and whatever other expenses come out. But I'm not even asking for that right now. What I'm asking is help me raise 10 grand over the next several days. And I'm going to actually start booking this. When I see that I've got the backing, I'm going to start booking it, and then we'll build and book as we go. But I want to book the first 3 cities, and I'm going to let you guys vote on where this takes place at, because there's so many places with needs. And I don't want to tell anyone that your place isn't deserving of my immediate attention. So we're going to get together and form. I'm going to pick 12 of you guys to help me choose where I'm going. I'm going to ask you to be on a panel. We're going to actually start to take action. It's good to talk about this stuff. I love what I do as a public speaker. I love what I do as a media representer, and I'm not a reporter or anything like that, but I have built my own platforms on my websites, on another different ways, and I have really enjoyed the work I do with my people. But it's time to take action. It's time to have boots on the ground. And there's nothing I love more than that, working with young boys and girls, working with women who are trying to overcome. You got to understand, I met my wife. She was my client. She was sent to me because of being a childhood molestation and childhood rape survivor. She was molested and raped before the age of 15. And she came to me, and I worked with her for a year. And the moment I met her, I knew. But I knew she had work to do, and I knew that I needed to help her. So I never said anything, but I knew when I met her, it's something about her. She's special. She's strong. Because what she had went through should have killed her, should have totally destroyed her. But yet she was right there. And I made up in my mind. We finished our work together. I encouraged her to write her book that she was saying, Ghettos Forgotten Daughters. A year later, she came back. She had written the book. We got to talking, and I told her within a week that I wanted her to be my wife. Wasn't any dating, wasn't any of that. I just knew. And so I'm passionate about this. This is something that I absolutely love doing, and I'm asking for your help. In every video on this channel, in the description box, there's going to be a paragraph at the top that will tell you how you can donate to the Odyssey Project and the work we do. If you want to support what I'm doing as far as this tour that we're going to do, I'm going to find an official name for it. But it's going to be about boots on the ground. Won't be no lectures, won't be no speeches. I'm not trying to be a lecturer or a speaker, even though I get paid to do that as a professional. That's not what I want to do here. I want to go talk with people, work with people, personally integrate my curriculums into communities that need it. And in some cities, it might be a couple of different communities that I have to go into because the cities are so expansive and large. But I am definitely 100% committed to this. Now I'm going to ask you to help me here. If you've never helped before, help here. Like I said, the goal this weekend, I started out this weekend trying to do this, was to raise $10,000. And what I was going to do is actually start booking this week. Up until today, well, before I made this video, we were at 100. And that has been a consistent and constant thing. There's never a shortage of demand, never a shortage of people saying, what a great job, but it's always a shortage of the funding necessary. The revolution is not going to be free. The ability to raise up and create children and young boys that are properly socialized. A great deal of my research was in understanding the violence of our young men, the inability to get through academia. And so I learned a lot about the academic holocaust. I learned a lot about the lack of racial socialization and how it plays into the proclivity for violence. And that's how I came up with Black Men Lead. This wasn't some jump off out of my head. This was years and years of understanding that we haven't been properly socializing our young men. So the Black Men Lead thing is a rite of passage for young Black males. It socializes them into Black manhood. It trains them and gives them a rite of passage and the confidence of knowing that they've been properly socialized by proper modeling. In other words, I'm exposing young Black men to Black men who are shining, Black men who are being strong, Black men who are raising up and being what they need to be in the home, being what they need to be as husbands, being what they need to be as fathers. Not perfect in any way. I've never claimed to be perfect, but I'm striving. There's not one of my kids that can tell you they've reached out to me even in their adulthood. My oldest is 34, she'll be 35 this year. Her and her husband can call me anytime they want to, and all of my other adult children can. And the younger ones that are in the house drive me nuts. So it is not even a question about whether they have access to me. The thing is this: there's work to be done, and I want to personally do it. I've been asked so many times, and I've had to say, well, what about this? What about this? And there are a couple of times I've been able to do it. But what I want to do is I want to set these cities up and I want to hit them. And what I want to do is I want to prepare people so well that they can start helping other people in their communities and surrounding areas and even surrounding cities. We've got to get going. So on that note, I'm going to get off of here and I'm going to ask you, go to the description box. You can either click the link, go to the page, you'll be able to read about the work we're doing in so many different areas. The Music is Life program. We started a Music is Life program. You know, those you may not know, I come from a highly musical background. My family, you know, has made some major impacts in the music industry. I have a brother and a nephew, his son. Two of the baddest drummers you ever want to meet, tour with some of the people that you buy their music all the time. My brother is also a recording artist himself, 4 gospel albums, an unbelievable story in itself. My mom was major back in the late 70s, early 80s. And so I got this passionate thing about music. My best friend is a musician, and we started the Music is Life program. We understand, and I did the research of the power of teaching kids how to read music and play at least one instrument. Their confidence level goes up, their creativity level goes up, their ability to think and imagine and do so many things that are going to empower them throughout their life. It increases. Even if music isn't going to be their career, or music isn't going to be their primary focus, having that outlet is so powerful. It teaches them how to express themselves. So we've got a lot that we've worked on, that we've started. And so I want to take that to the masses around the US, and I don't want to charge for it. So I want people who can afford and help to give. Whatever it is, you can give $5, $10. Maybe some of you can give $200, $300, $400. I don't know. I'm not asking anybody to break themselves. I know things are tight, but what I'm saying is we got to get to a point to where we're taking action and we're not just sitting up on a screen talking and on a keyboard tapping. I am asking for your support. So on that note, I'm going to jump off of here and click that link, go to that page, or give through Cash App. Whatever works for you. Again, and share this video On that note, I'm out. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, are you going to set up a Patreon soon? Hey, kind of explain what that is to me. Maybe I can go research it. I've heard of it, but um, I'm not familiar with what it is. I've heard that somewhere before, but I'm not familiar with what it is. Um, so, oh yeah, definitely hit me up, and we could talk about it. Thanks so much, man. I mean, whatever works to help us get this done. Again, I'm gonna need a bunch of you guys. I'm gonna need your input. Okay, so okay. Actually, what I have on my site, it isn't Patreon, it's DonorBox, and it does the same thing. But I'll check into Patreon as well and see how that works. But yeah, DonorBox is how you give on the site, and it allows you to set up and schedule monthly payments, recurring payments. Uh, all right. Oh, hey, man. Hey, how you doing there? Sounds like a plan. I'll be looking forward to hearing from you. Good to see you on here. So on that note, like I said, I'm gonna need I don't know what to call it, a panel, a committee, or whatever, so that we can really truly set up the planning of the tour. Um, Obviously, you know, travel has continued throughout what we've done. You know, anyway, so it's not like travel is limited. Everybody's getting around. And so what we're going to do is I want the first trip scheduled for no later than July. That gives me a chance to talk to, schedule out, plan who I'm going to meet with and whatever. If I can get it done sooner than that, I'm up for it. But definitely we need to be doing this, and so we need to move quickly. Again, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm definitely resting. I'm doing a whole lot more resting than I am. I've been up this morning since 4 though. I've been up since 4. There's work to be done, but yeah, I promise you, I'm resting. I'm taking care of myself. But anyway, once again, share this, get it out, show some love. On that note, I'm out of here. You guys have a great day.